Our next guest is a professional, fiduciary, and quality of life expert. Please welcome to the orange carpet for the very first time, Marguerite Lorenz.
And there she is. What's up, Marguerite?
Oh, things are really good.
Yeah, how you doing?
Busy.
Yeah, I bet so.
Yes.
So, Estate Planning 101. And just full disclosure, Marguerite is my successor trustee. So, listed in my estate plans, in my living trust, as the person who would make decisions for me and my stuff if something were to happen to me. So full disclosure, I'm very biased towards her. I like her a lot, obviously. It's an important role, and that's what you do.
It is what I do.
And it's also what you teach, though, through Estate Planning 101, is how people can get their paperwork in order, if you will.
Right.
What is Estate Planning 101 for people who don't know?
Well, if you have a body, you need a plan. 18 years old, and you're expected to be a full-grown adult and have all your answers, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, a lot of people don't get their plans in writing. So Estate Planning 101 was specifically designed to help people get over the fear, the complexity. A lot of people worry, but instead of just worrying, we're asking people to take a bit of action. So we have 8 individual classes 1 through 8. Each one's unique. Each one has its own aha moments. And we meet 4 times. So we meet Tuesday, Thursday, 9 to noon. And that way everyone has a chance to not only learn a lot of new stuff, but has the chance to process it, get comfortable with it, include their own story, think about their own family and their own desires, come back and learn more. So we start with quality of life. That's the first topic.
Yeah, and you are a quality of life expert. I mean, that's how we introduce you. That's how I look at you. Have fun till you're done.
Right.
You're saying, right? You've been saying this forever.
I have.
On the radio with me and with other people for years. I don't think most people know a professional fiduciary.
Oh, that's true. There's fewer than 900 active licensees in the whole state of California, so how could you know one?
Right.
Unless you seek it out. And the word fiduciary has that same root word, semper fi, booyah, right? The duty of loyalty, making sure that if you're a fiduciary, for instance, a lot of adult children end up being a fiduciary. They might not know they have the job until the crisis occurs. Mom's in the hospital, dad can't really write checks anymore or pay his own bills or take care of himself. So I promised my sons a long time ago they'd never have to bathe me.
Yeah.
But you can't just say those words. You actually have to figure out how things are going to get paid for. You have to figure out how is that going to work? What are your logistics? Is your bedroom on the 2nd floor? So we give people an opportunity to really think about their own choices and their expectations.
And I think it's important to explain sort of the difference because, what's the difference between you and an estate planning attorney? You teach the Estate Planning 101 course, which is about, how to have fun till you're done, how to get your paperwork in order. But you're not an attorney. So what's the difference between you and an estate planning attorney?
It's a great question. So the drafting attorney becomes your advocate. So you would have to get your documents written and put together. And yes, we know you could probably go on the internet and you're really smart and you could figure out what should be in your documents. But what you really need is that conversation with the law professional to help you understand what you can and can't do in your documents, what would work and what would end up with your family in court. Mm-hmm. I'm on the other end, I'm the implementer of your plan. So the documents get written, you make decisions, and your life goes on, and as your life progresses, you're making updates in your documents. You're making sure that things match your life. Like your little girl is still a little girl, but someday she's going to be an adult, and when she becomes an adult, your plans might change. And then she might find the man of her dreams, and you don't like him. So then your plan changes again. So we keep our plans up to date as time goes on. And you work with your attorney to make that happen. But at some point in time, it can't be you anymore. Incapacity, resignation, and death is the most famous way that someone like me goes to work. And I would be the trustee of your trust. So you're the trustee first, I'm the successor.
Right.
In your will, I'd be the executor. On your power of attorney, I'd be your agent. And your advanced health care directive might be your spouse or a family member or someone you choose. And then I might be the backup. So the idea is that you not only have the documents, but you actually have someone who's going to do the work when the time comes.
Right.
That's the difference between me and the attorney.
When do the classes start?
They start in June. And so the easiest thing to do is to go online to our website, and that's estateplanning101.org, estateplanning101.org. And that way you can register for class. Everyone has to register. It's free to attend. It's so amazing. The charities completely support us in this. So they help us with the venue. They do all the promotions. And they make sure that the space is nice and the refreshments are good. right?
And who are the charities that support? Because this is a class that's supported by charities.
That's correct.
Solely.
That's correct. Our charities are the Salvation Army, KPBS, San Diego State University, and Cal State San Marcos.
That's so amazing.
It is really amazing.
So now I have to be honest, the work that you do is tough work to do.
Yeah.
This could be why there's so few professional fiduciaries out there, right? Who wants to sign up for this job? This is a very tough job.
Well, I'm responsible for everything. So if you consider that I'm not only responsible for tax, legal, financial, and medical decisions, I'm responsible for everything that happens with your personal property, everyone else who serves you. I supervise everything.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And this is one of the reasons why I named her on my documents. And you should consider doing the same. But most importantly, you have to go to Estate Planning 101.
Well, it's really helpful. You might have an estate plan already, good for you, but maybe you haven't looked at it in a while. Or maybe things have changed in your life. And everyone's afraid of death at some level. But we can't let our fears make our decisions for us. And so if you're feeling any hesitation, if you don't know what questions to ask, if you're worried about how the rest of your family might feel about your choices, it's so empowering to come to this class. The feedback I get from the students, because it's not just the facts and the legal issues and the things you have to consider that go in the documents. It's how do you feel about staying in your home no matter what? And do you know what that costs? Nobody realizes what it costs. You know, we have this crazy idea that if we go out to dinner, it's more expensive than eating at home, so it must be the same with having care. But care in your own home can be super expensive, so we have to prepare for that. And too few people prepare, and then they end up someplace they don't want to be, with people making decisions for them that they never wanted to have making those decisions.
What do you say to people who just say, I don't need an estate plan, I got a will, or I wrote it down on a napkin, it's in the drawer in the kitchen?
Well, here's the thing. I want to stay in control. I don't know about you, but I drive a car. A lot of people in California do, right? I want you to picture for a moment not being able to drive anymore. Might that cause a few changes in your life? And it's not pleasant to think about. You can't drive. The keys in your pocket, the car in the parking lot that you have right now, gone. Who's going to pick you up from the station today? And by the way, Uber and taxis don't count, okay? Not the bus. Who's that person who's going to come get you from wherever you are and make sure you sleep in your own bed tonight? If you haven't made a plan, if you haven't communicated with that person, what is going to happen when something happens? Because what we do know is life continues to happen no matter what we think we've planned.
That's right.
And all of us want to just close our eyes and fall asleep and not wake up again in terms of the way we've planned our death. But it doesn't work that way. And we see a lot of people who lose capacity or just can't do the things that they used to be able to do anymore, or have surgery, and maybe it's only temporary that you need that kind of help. And do you ask your kids to stop their life and come get you? Will they? Will you end up with his third wife as your driver? I don't know. But having some kind of plan lets people know at least what you really want or what you really don't want. And you have a much better chance of being happy till the very end of your life if you at least get some things in writing and at least make a plan.
And here's the other thing too, you may not realize this, but the state has a plan for you.
It does.
There's a plan that's everybody's plan in case you don't have a plan. So the idea of, well, I have a plan or I don't have a plan, no, you have one. There's one out there and it's standardized and it very well may not be what you want.
Well, and add to that, okay, so I don't really have an estate, I don't have any money. Well, this isn't just about money, this is really about control. And who do you want to show up in your life and control your life? So that's one aspect. But the other part of it is you might have documents, but your moving parts, your accounts, your bank accounts, the way your house is titled, all those other things might not match your written plan. So I'm trying to save everybody a lot of money. I would argue that because you know what questions are going to be asked of you by the attorney, because you have better questions to ask the professionals you work with, you're going to save on attorney time. Your family's not going to have to go through probate or let the state decide where the money goes or how things get handled. And because of that, and if it costs you a few $1,000s to actually get a completed estate plan, you're saving all kinds of money.
Tons of money.
Yeah.
Go to the class. It's free. Estate Planning 101. You got to register though because seats are limited. Right?
That's
This thing's
true.
been filling up every time.
We had over 100 students in each class last summer, and we actually sold out in our last class. We had a waiting list. So I recommend that if people register early, register now. It doesn't cost you anything. We do need your email address because we're going to confirm before class starts. You're going to get parking directions. You're going to know exactly where to go and how to get into the class.
Fantastic stuff,
Yes.
Marguerite. Great to see you. Thank you so much
Oh,
for coming.
thanks
It's
so
great to
much.
have
It was
you on the
great.
show. Register Estate Planning 101 right now and stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free.